What do you think about all this? What do you think? How's Ed doing?
All right.
Just all right?
He cuts a little bit too much off, but
What do we need to do to improve his skills?
well, all he has to do is come here. Show you.
Ed, you're not doing too well. What's going on? Do you think you're learning anything or what?
Just trying to pick it up as best I can, but trying to be as safe as I can with the knife as well.
Okay, well let's watch Mary go to work. How long have you been working here, Mary?
9 years.
Okay, now what did you tell me during the break? I asked you, do you have any chickens you can cut up? What did you say?
I said he's not cutting up any chickens.
Why not? You might make some finger steaks?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I have on myself. So.
All right, so you know, this grocery store is known for their meat department, which you just don't get. This is the last standing grocery store here in Harlan County, and we're going to get a little more into this activity with Mary and Ed here. Let's take a look at weather first. Obviously very chilly. That arc there, that polar cold front that came through a couple days ago has left some teens and 20s around the state here. In fact, and you factor in the winds, it feels obviously cooler, but you can see the current readings coming in around the area here, and there's those teens, and with the warmer temperatures coming in over in Lincoln. The winds, well, they're still blowing a little bit, although we've had them worse, but you can see mostly in the teens to 20s, and well, they've subsided a little bit back in the teens, but when you factor in the temperatures and of course those winds, those feel like numbers mostly in the single digits to even below zero, and that's really the case tonight as we get into the overnight. Temperature wise in the Tri-Cities and around most of the viewing area, we will be in the low to mid single digits. But with the winds, well, it's going to feel like it's anywhere from 5 below to 15 below around most of the area. And of course, we'll keep a few clouds around, but we're not going to do too much better as we get through the day tomorrow. Up to the north, we'll see highs anywhere from the upper teens to mid 20s, mostly in the low 20s. We're going to struggle to get that. Down to the southwest, McCook, Imperial, Beaver City, all in those low to mid 20s as well. Cold and blustery, and we'll keep those single-digit wind chills going, and around the Tri-Cities we'll be right around that 20-degree mark, with anywhere from upper teens to Kearneys to mid-20s in northern Kansas, and back off to the east, Lincoln right in the mid-20s, as is Hebron and York, with winds not quite as bad as well. 7-day forecast doesn't offer up a whole lot of hope here. I had warmer temperatures yesterday, but unfortunately I started to trim things back. Have a chance of that S word coming through on Saturday, maybe an inch or two at the most, the way it looks right now, but we're going to continue to track this. Sunday will bring the wind back and the sun back, and we'll only stay in the 20s with the quote-unquote heat wave coming back into the picture by next week, back into the 30s, and that's about all we get. So this cold air is here to stay. Now, Ed, what are you cutting up here, buddy?
This is Angus beef that I'm working on here.
Okay. Now, did you take the feathers and the beaks off of it yourself?
I wish I did, but no, I've just been assigned to trim.
Okay.
Just like here, kind of trim everything off that's not the real meat.
Do you think you have a future in butchering?
Oh, well, as long as I don't butcher my own thumb, I suppose.
Hold on. Hold that thought, Mary. You were kind of shaking your head. Which way were you shaking it? No? What's he doing wrong other than he stinks? I mean, there's a certain art here. Wait a minute.
It's almost like he's afraid to even touch it. You
Well,
know?
so we know he's not an axe murderer in his part-time. He's not very good with the knife, is he?
No, he isn't. Well, I wasn't either when I started back here.
Okay, so he's been in the business now of about 10 minutes, right?
Right.
Okay, so you've got some nice cuts of meat, some ribeye and some T-bones, and they're pretty reasonably priced here. This is one of the two of the cuts that people come in here for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're a man. You're a lady of many words, aren't you?
No.
Which is why you told me don't put me on TV, right?
Exactly.
Well, I'm making up for the both of us,
He
right?
told me just to be quiet and work, so that's what I'm
I
doing.
did not.
You know, he's doing a pretty darn good job. So on a scale
Now,
of
that could have stayed there.
You sure?
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with
I would
this?
rather cut that out, but you.
So
Well,
are you gonna
okay.
feed? Are you gonna feed
You're
this
the
to the
expert.
dogs or what?
No, we're going to make minute steaks or stew meat out of it.
I mean, there is hope for this meat, even though Ed's cutting it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's
Well, listen, we're gonna
It's not
take a
gonna
look.
Spoil. It will not spoil.
Ed, you're a good sport, buddy. Always going to look at this stuff. We're going to send it back to Natalie, and at the end of the block here, we have some time left before we wrap up things. We're going to put you to work somewhere else in the store, and we'll take a look around. But in the meantime, Natalie, wrapping up in the meat department. Ed, probably better keep his day job, I think.
You're doing good work, Ed. We'll catch up with you guys soon.